Hello everyone and welcome to Moementum channel, where we talk about finances, personal development and growth. In this video, I wanted to share with you my journey of going from a zero income to a six-figure income in just the span of about 5 years. So for those of you who might not know, I was living overseas in Malaysia for several years, about 10 years ago, where I was doing my graduate studies. At the time, I was very determined that I want to change things around and pursue my passion. So these are the 4 steps that I followed in order to get me to where I am today. So my first rule for getting to this level was having a clear vision. You see, when I was living in Malaysia, I always thought and envisioned for myself that I want to move to a country where I feel safe, a country where I feel that I can accomplish my dreams, and a country where I can start my family. And that country was Canada. So fast forward, about 5 years ago, I got my permanent residency to move to Canada, and the rest is history. And it was a bold decision at the time, because when I was living overseas in Malaysia, I had a good job. I just graduated from university with a PhD level, and I could get a lot of jobs similar to many of my friends who started working in universities, as a lecturer or senior lecturer. So that was definitely in the plan. And on top of that, I had a job in one non-for-profit organization. The salary was really good. When I told them that I'm moving to Canada and I had made my decision, they wanted to make me an enticing offer. In fact, they offered me that, if you stay, you're going to be working with the CEO of this business, the managing director of this business, and it's a really good opportunity for you to stay. But I thought about that and said, that's my vision. My vision is, although I have to start all over again, I want to make that call, move to this new country, and move to somewhere that I can really call it my home. And in hindsight, that has been one of the best decisions of my life. And my second tip on how I got to where I am today, and that was trying to monetize my skills and passion. You see, when I moved to Canada, I didn't have a job. I had to start all over again. And for one thing, I was overqualified. Having a PhD, looking for jobs without having a Canadian work experience is quite a challenge. I remember I applied for many jobs. In fact, more than 100 different jobs I applied for. One of the key things that helped me get started on that journey and gaining that Canadian experience on my way to success was to tap into my skill sets that I had. And some of those passions are side hustles that I could pursue. And one of them was the French language. So I was very fortunate and very passionate about learning different languages when I was young. French language was one of those languages. When I was living in Malaysia, I started learning the language. I started pursuing that, and fast forward, when I moved to Canada, and Canada is a bilingual country where both English and French are recognized as the main languages. That came really handy. So I started getting jobs as tutors, working part-time to get started and start bringing some income. That was definitely something that helped me gain that level of initial savings, feel better about myself, because it can be stressful. I kid you not, when you move to a country you don't have a job in the first few months, it can be stressful. You kind of start doubting your decision. Did I make the right decision or not? But I'm glad that I pursued that. And my tip to you as well is whether you have a job at the moment or you're in a position where you're maybe changing your career or whatnot, don't be afraid to try different jobs, or try perhaps even side hustles along the way. Whether it's even working low-paying jobs just to get you started, even the jobs that maybe pay the minimum wage, but at the same time, think about it as an opportunity, because by pursuing those side hustles, by pursuing those even minor jobs, you're still bringing in some income to your household and saving, which helps you not only from a monetary perspective, but also mentally. I think it's very important. You start to see that, I'm making some wins here, and gradually I can build on that. So that was really important for me. The third tip that I wanted to share with you, and the tip that was absolutely important in my growth, was around going after stretch opportunities. It's okay if I try something that is maybe outside of my comfort zone, and maybe a job that is not necessarily my main in my main career path, and that's okay, because gradually over time, as I prove myself, I can move up the corporate ladder and get to the point where I want to be. One of my very first jobs here was I started doing some internship in a food packaging company, Gate Gourmet. Some of you might know they are one of the companies that actually offer and provide food services for the airlines. So it was a fascinating opportunity in a sense that I've never worked in the food industry before. And my role, don't get me wrong, I was not necessarily like a food packager or whatnot, but I was more in, again, tapping into my skill set of quality, control and quality analyst, and my background in industrial engineering. So they had me as an intern to help them with rethinking how else they can optimize their existing processes and maybe have more lean processes, and also getting some support in their control tower. The control tower was quite fascinating as well. You get to see how so stressful some of the jobs can be, but also at the same time, I think opportunities like that allowed me to appreciate the past skills that I've gained throughout my life, and realize and open my horizon to how important it is. All the learnings that you learn at school, all the things that the books that you read, and sometimes you may not think about it. Fast forward in future, you can actually tap into those. So don't look at them as just something that you learn and you would forget, but look at them as skills that you can bring back to life. Because in different jobs that you do, there are a lot of transferable skills that you can utilize. I also challenged myself to pursue different things. I knew that public speaking is important. If I wanted to become a successful person in my life, and even pursue my passion for entrepreneurship, it was important to be an eloquent public speaker. I challenged myself to go to Toastmasters, and Toastmasters was an absolute great opportunity. So for those of you who are not familiar with it, I do encourage you to find out more. Toastmasters is an opportunity for folks to go and practice their public speaking. So I pursued it, and my desire in life has been always that if I start something, I want to always get to the outcome and the result that I wanted to pursue and accomplish. So I started it over a span of about a year. I reached to the level that I obtained my Toastmasters designation for a public speaker. Fast forward, I changed job quite several times. There was an opportunity for a short period of about 5 to 6 months secondment. Secondments are opportunities like that are short term, but you get to go and work in that position because the individual who was initially hired in that role, maybe they're away for different reasons, whether it's a maternity leave or some sort of other leaves. So I always look at those opportunities, fantastic opportunities for a person to gain new skills that you would not necessarily gain by doing your day-to-day job. So I pursued that, and there was a senior manager actually, a role for change management. So really started to open my eyes to opportunities, and I've always been passionate about becoming a manager. So getting to that role allowed me to reaffirm my desire to wanting to become a manager. As I challenged myself and took on different opportunities at work, those allowed me to prove myself. You see, as you take on different opportunities in work and life and do them well, people around you, they look up to you and say, yeah, this is the person that is committed, they have a vision, they know what they want to accomplish, but at the same time, they deliver on what they say that they want to do. Over time, you actually build your credibility and you prove yourself. So it's very important. My challenge to you in life is don't look at these opportunities that come your way as maybe things that you should refrain from because maybe they are challenging or maybe they are not in your comfort zone. In fact, that's so true, but at the same time, those are the best opportunities for you to gain the skill sets and prove yourself to others. And that's absolutely important. The importance of networking, the importance of building your credibility in the workplace is undoubtedly super crucial. And the last piece that I wanted to share with you is on having the right attitude in life. If you have the right attitude and positive attitude, you are going to attract all the positive things in your life. There are many cases where life might throw some challenging moments your way. And the difference in there is how you go about it and how you approach that. At work, you might come across a co-worker that is difficult to deal with. Your attitude and how you go about it and how you try to make that into a more win-win opportunity makes a whole lot of difference. One of the things that helped me in getting there, though, was trying to understand what my strengths are. In doing so, I actually got this book. It's called Strengths Finder. It's from Gallup. This book is absolutely amazing. As you read through it, and also there is a questionnaire, and you go through it and you respond to the question, it tells you what your top strengths are. And the mindset and the message in this book is that most of us can be a lot more successful if you focus on our strengths. If we focus on the things that we are good at and trying to make them from good to great, we have a better chance to becoming successful in life. And that's been definitely one of the helpful tools for me in my life, emphasizing on my strengths and trying to capitalize on that. And one of those pieces has been around identifying the potential in others, identifying potential in you, and then trying to help others succeed. And that's one of the rewarding experiences for me. That's one of the reasons that we started this channel. So myself and my twin brother, who lives in Australia, by the way, shout out to Mehran. We started this channel. We called it Moementum. The idea was how we can give you the momentum in life to become more successful, whether it's in your career, whether it's your finances, whether it's from a personal growth perspective. And we are hoping that we get to have you and the rest of the viewers part of this journey with us, because through that exchange of ideas and through that sharing, I believe that we can make a more lasting impact. So if you've enjoyed this video and if you've watched until this far, I hope that you've benefited from. I'll leave some comments below for us. Let us know, what do you think? Do you have some tips that you believe are absolutely important to increasing your salaries, maybe getting to better financial freedom? Like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you in our journey to becoming more financially free and getting more and more out of our life and excelling in everything that we do. Have a great day, and hope to see you in our next video.